In this video, I'm going to show you how to find the most high quality leads on Twitter. I'm going to show you all the strategies you can use to identify leads on Twitter, how to find the active leads, how to find the leads in all kinds of different niches. I'm also going to go over what niches work the best on Twitter, where are the most active leads hanging out on, and then I'm going to show you how to scrape those leads and how to export them into lists that you can use for whatever you want. Okay, so let's start here on Twitter. So there are two main ways that you can get leads from. Okay, so way number one is go and you search for accounts, right? So example, Hormozy. What you can do is you can scrape his followers, his following, and from there you can be doing filters. Okay, so how it normally works is you'd go into followers and you're just looking for certain keywords that you're looking for, right? So let's say you're looking for fitness coaches, so you would include keywords like fitness in the bio keyword selection. I will then show you the scraper, which we are going to use in this video, where you can perform all these actions. Right now I just want to show you what are all kinds of different ways you can scrape and find leads on X. So this is the main way. You go for some accounts and look for their followers and look at the keywords they use, number of followers they have, what they have in location, what if they have a website or not, if they're verified or not, whatever, so that's the most popular way. But what I would recommend you to do, instead of going for these big accounts that loads of people are scraping, that don't really have super niche audiences, like Hormozy doesn't really have super niche audience. Like his audience is wide ranging, and it's not even just business owners, it's all kinds of different people. So I would rather look into the people that he's following, right? And you might find people with smaller audiences that I build businesses, I write about things. So right up the bat you can see that this guy is probably going to have a much smaller audience, where you're able to produce much more quality leads overall and be able to find the ones you like. Okay, so highly recommend, if you're doing this strategy, go for the smaller accounts. Ideally, let's say from 10 to 100,000, I would say, is the sweet spot. I noticed that when I was running campaigns on our Twitter outreach tool, that usually the campaigns were the lead list. When I was scraping from followers, the leads that were from accounts that had about like 10,000 to 100,000 followers, these leads were usually much higher quality, much higher reply rate than from the accounts that had like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers. And the main reason is, in lots of these accounts, you're going to have a lot of inactive accounts, a lot of bot accounts, and even a lot of like fake accounts, whatever the case may be, and a lot of different kinds of accounts that your message might not resonate with. And even if you run the filtering, you might still not find the most relevant lead. So definitely go like that. And then we can also go based on suggestions here and just find the different accounts. And you can do the same way here, just look at who this guy is following in order to get more results. So if you're looking for business owners, for example, this guy, also like very niche audience. I should know this guy. Cold emails, right? Like these very specific Twitter accounts that just talk about the one or just a few topics, they're gonna have very high quality audiences in many cases. But what you have to check for is if these guys have any engagement. Because if they just have 50, 100 views per post, per tweet, that means that they likely have fake followers. So this guy, for example, he is like 1,000. He doesn't have an active, followers list. So you have to go further. Okay, so this guy, 15K. This guy has a, I would say, very high active follower list, and you're going to get high response rate. So that's also what you have to care about, is how active are these accounts and how active are these followers. And that leads into the second strategy. So that's the first, scraping followers. The second is scraping the following. So in this case, what you eliminate is you eliminate the bots, and but on the other hand, you're gonna get way less results. So let's say if you're looking for very specific types of people, and maybe you're gonna find them in the list of these guys that also follow other business owners, other influencers in their industry, if they are creators themselves. And so this is one of the ways you can target like a very specific group of people without necessarily having much filters. but you will figure this out on your own, and you can do this multiple ways. So just like fall into these rabbit holes of looking at all kinds of different profiles, who they are following, do the followers match kind of my persona, which what I'm looking for, or are they following someone that is matching that persona, that their followers are matching it, or am I just going to scrape their following, you know? So you can, this way you'll find most of the leads, you know, on Twitter, and this is a very good strategy you can utilize, and I highly recommend it. You can go as far as you want with this, and you're going to find all accounts on Twitter this way, you know, everyone is interconnected that has any sort of audience. Now the second strategy is you go for tweets, you know. So right now, actually, on Twitter, you can scrape leads from tweets, you know. But there's a caveat here. What you can scrape, the only thing you can scrape right now are the retweeters. Okay, you can scrape all retweeters, and you can scrape about first 200 comments. So keep that in mind. So for example, from this tweet, you would get 500 results minus the duplicates, right? So let's say some people comment and also retweet. You're just gonna get, you know, that's just one lead, not two leads. So just keep that in mind. So if you're scraping from tweets, what's the big advantage there is that you're gonna get the most active people, and a lot of the times you're gonna get people, you know, that are that tend to reply to messages if you are looking for, you know, people to message. And then you're just not gonna get too many bots, and yeah, just the active accounts. But the caveat here is that you're gonna see on Twitter, like there are not many people that get a ton of engagement if you're looking for niched accounts. You know, let's say Hermosa here, he's the like one of the biggest accounts in marketing space. You can maybe check out other guys as well. But he may be, if he's a good tweet, he has like 1,000 retweets. You know, so you just be careful depending on how big your campaigns are. You're gonna have to, you know, adjust and see if this strategy is for you. But definitely, you know, if you just let's say one account and reaching out from one account or doing activities from one account, like tweets are, I would say, one of your best ways to get the hottest leads. You can still run the same filterings. You can still run the bio filters. You can still run everything that you do on followers following. It's just about the source, you know. So definitely, tweets recommended. If you just, you know, are targeting broad audience, you know, if you don't care really who you're reaching out to, if you maybe just want to reach out to females, males, you can just go, you know, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, all the, you know, American politicians that have just thousands and thousands of retweets on their post, and you can just filter out of that if you don't really care, or if you just care about the demographic, right? So that's kind of the way you can do it as well. So there are just a bunch of different ways you can filter out here. Now, once you choose what you want to do, so let's say we want to scrape this Naval tweet, whatever. Okay, we're gonna scrape one of the Naval tweets. Now I'm gonna look at the ways you can extract leads. Okay, so the thing I'm gonna be showing you here is our scraper. Well, you can use whatever you want. I just showed you the first part of the video was showing you how to identify leads. Right now it's how to actually scrape the leads. Okay, so you can decide to use this or not. I actually think the pricing is really good right now. We try to make it as affordable as possible. And you can just go here, start scraping, you get your own dashboard. And the way it works is you just get charged credits based on the amount of leads you're scraping. So let's say if you're scraping Hormozy, you're going to get charged for that. If you're scraping his followers, you're going to get charged for 948,000 leads, which, you know, amount to $99, about $99. Okay, so that's just how the pricing works. The way you scrape it, it's very easy. You don't need any of your scraping accounts. You don't need, you know, to have your account. You have a browser open, anything like that, like Phantom Buster, anything like that. You just enter what you want to scrape, and you just wait for it and get the results. Download the, you know, we can apply filters here, so then you can download the filtered out list, but you can also download the full list itself. So if you know, we want to scrape Naval tweets, you can go here, tweet scraping, enter the tweet. It's not gonna take the likers, it's gonna take the retweeters and the commenters, because Twitter doesn't allow it right now for you to take the likers. And, you know, you can filter it out here if you want. So this is positive keyword. So let's say owner, founder, CEO. You know, I'm gonna add a few keywords that founders would use, for example, sold. And let's say I don't want to include people that have crypto in their tag, or Bitcoin, or let's say Musk, whatever. I can then exclude turbo countries if I want. Add any additional filter. Now this one is important setting. So if you plan to message those people, do cold DMs to them, okay? If you, for example, then plan to use these leads on XReacher or whatever you want, you can include leads with closed DMs. So that means if you want to include them, then you're going to get all the results. If you don't want to include them, you're only going to get the leads that you can active with verified account on Twitter from like cold DMs, So just keep that in mind. On default, it's click off SES if you don't want it, but you can always download the full list anyway. So you can also select the gender you want, number of followers, following, all this stuff. After that, you can just confirm, and credits are going to be deducted from your account, and Scrape is going to get initiated. Okay, so then how it looks like, it's going to be scraping. So then if you just refresh later, it's going to just show up all the results. So the way it looks like then is you can download here to filter results. I'm just going to show you how the sheet looks like. Okay, so right here you can see username, name, followers, following, bio, basically everything you can get. Gender, this is what we guess based on the name. Website link, location, and DM status. If it's true, that means if they have open DMs, yes. If they have closed DMs, then it's false. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this scraping part. It's very simple. You can be scraping multiple tweets at a time, and it's just very simple. Then if you want, these leads are all added to your own XReacher account, so you can just then switch to XReacher and check out the campaigns and add the same lead list and actually contact it on XReacher. So that's if you want to then scrape the leads. I'll leave this video at this, so do just notice how you can get the leads. There are multiple ways, and I would just not stay at the most well-known names. I would actually dig in, try to go through rabbit hole, find out some profiles that not many other people are scraping if you're in competitive niche, and you are gonna get the highest reply rates from these kinds of accounts. Okay, so that's gonna be it for this video. Click the link down below if you want to try out the scraper, and I'll see you in the next video.